Welcome. My name is Darryl Nagel, and today I want to talk to you about a unique and revolutionary approach to the psychology of trading. Now, many traders say that emotions are one of the challenges that they experience when trading. I've been trading since 1986. I trade still today. And I know for me, emotions can be a challenge. However, I've developed a program whereby I've got the tools to be able to deal with emotions, but in a unique and revolutionary way. The psychology of trading is a very rich education environment. We've got some wonderful educators in this field. There's many programs that deal with the psychology of trading in a particular way, in that they look at the human condition. In other words, what they do is they say, if you experience emotions, and so often it can be pain through a losing trade, it can be greed, it could be anger, hesitancy. The way in which traditionally it's approached is to try to reduce those emotions, to manage them. I take a different view, because I believe that if you try to manage emotions, sometimes what do you end up with? More emotions. And so when I am taking a trade and I'm hesitant to take the trade, I know that I've got a tool that I'm going to share with you now today as to how to deal with that. So it's not to manage emotions, but it's to own my emotions. Because to me, if I've got an emotion around trading, it's gold for me, because it's telling me that I've got a particular mindset and approach to trading that's not going to be successful in the usual way. Because you don't want to be trading in an emotional way. And I don't believe you need to manage your emotions. When we're driving, for example, you don't know what's going to happen when you drive. The result is unknown. But you have the confidence to be able to drive, even if you've had an accident or somebody cuts you off, because you've got the seat belts, you've got brakes, you've got all of the tools there when you're driving to be able to get to your destination safely. Sometimes we do get emotional with driving, particularly if somebody cuts us off. But we tend to overcome that. Why? Because of practice. We've practiced to be able to drive relatively comfortably. Now, looking at trading, if I have any hesitancy in taking a trade, I know for certain that I'm thinking in a particular way. In other words, I'm wanting a certain result. But the fact of the matter is that whenever you take any trade, the result of that trade is 100% unknown, 100%. The irony is, if it was certain, if the result was certain, we wouldn't have a market. So the markets are inherently uncertain. So how can we make money in an environment where we don't know the result? Casinos, for example, don't know the result of any spin of the roulette wheel. Insurance companies do not know who's going to make a claim on any particular insurance policy. So how do they cope successfully without knowing the end result? And they rely on something called probability. There is no certainty with the result, but they rely on probability. And so for me, if I'm taking a trade and I'm hesitant, I know that I'm not thinking in terms of probability. I'm thinking in terms of certainty. I want this next trade to be a winner. But wouldn't it be good to be able to take a trade without knowing the result, but taking it completely confident? So the one thing that you do need is to have a trading edge, and I've talked about that in a different video. It's important to have a trading edge. It's also important to have a large number of trades to enable that edge to cut in. But what is important is that if you're hesitant to take a trade, that's gold. I don't have to try and deal with that hesitancy or fear at all. It's telling me that in my body there's a wonderful mechanism that's saying, Darryl, you're not feeling okay about taking this trade. So all I've got to do is to realise that I'm not thinking in terms of probability. And I'll talk more about probability in another video, but in this one I just want to give you a heads up that for me emotions are not something to avoid, it's something to embrace. It's our friend. It's ironic, isn't it? Because traditionally with the psychology of trading, it's our emotions are something to be dealt with. We don't want to have stress. But to me, if we have emotions, I know I'm not thinking, and typically I will not be trading in terms of probability. I'm thinking in terms of certainty. And that is dangerous as far as I'm concerned. We've got to be able to practice enough thinking in terms of probability and trading in terms of probability. And all that simply means is this: to trade in terms of probability, we must have an edge and we must take a significant number of trades. So with that, I just want to leave you with this thought. In my mind, I don't need to manage my emotions. All I need to do is embrace them because they're my friend and not the enemy. And with that, I hope this will help you. I'd like you to be able to make trading your business. Thank you.